Okay, I'm so excited. We're gonna do a guide to sorority rush in the Midwest because I see a million and one of these videos, but they're all like, they never apply to sorority rush that's like not Alabama or like Georgia or like southern schools, because it's very drastically different when you're rushing a sorority in the Midwest, especially in Ohio. So I put together a guide. Let's get started. We're gonna start with basic terms you need to know and that you'll hear me talk about a lot so that you know what's going on. So first is a PNM. So a PNM is a potential new member. Anyone who is going through the process of rush or rushing a sorority is a PNM. They're a potential new member, and you're referred to as PNMs throughout the entire process. Once you sign up for recruitment, you'll be put into a ROGAM group. So a ROGAM or a ROGAMA are sorority girls who disaffiliate from their sorority to help PNMs go through rush. They're like kind of like their advisors. They make sure that they know what's going on. They talk to them about the different houses, so they don't vote with their houses, they don't take photos with their houses, they don't even talk to the girls in their houses during recruitment so that it's completely fair. They completely disaffiliate from their houses. So your ROGAM group are led by your ROGAM leaders, and this is a group of other PNMs who you meet with every single morning, and you see on your app which houses you've gotten back. You talk with them, chat. My ROGAM group was super fun. And you also, on the first day open house round, will walk to all the houses with your ROGAM group, or at least that's how we did it at UC. Oh, I should also tell you where I go. So I go to the University of Cincinnati in Cincinnati, Ohio. So this is what I'm basing everything off of. I know at like Ohio State it's completely different because it's huge. So at UC, rush is a week-long process, so it's not spread out over weekends. I know at OU sometimes they do weekends. Miami of Ohio is different because they do their rush in the spring. So at UC we do fall rush, so this is kind of what I'm talking about, what I'm going off of. Anyways, as I was saying, your ROGAM group, these are just kind of the other girls that you get to know. A lot of the girls in my ROGAM group I'm actually still friends with, and it's fun because sometimes you end up in the same sorority. Mine was about, I would say, like 20 girls. So you meet with these girls, like I said, every morning, and then you meet with them in the afternoons so that your ROGAM group leaders can make sure that you are dropping your houses correctly and putting in the correct code and stuff like that. So there are 5 rounds during recruitment. The amount of days during this round depend on your school, your region, how many people are at your school. At UC, every round is 1 day. So the first round is kind of just like an informational. I wouldn't even call it a round. I'm not grouping this into our 5 that we're counting. But the first day is like a big meeting. They go through, like, they explain what a PNM is, what your ROGAM group is, you sit with them. They kind of go through what the process is going to look like for you before your first day. We got like a PNM handbook on my first day. I forget what that part is called, but it's not like a round per se because you're not going to any of the houses. I know that some schools will have you submit videos before you go to the houses, so you don't even end up going to all the houses because some houses will drop you just based off your video. We don't do it like that at UC, so I can't speak on that, but I do know that that happens at some schools. 5 rounds. First round is open house, and then you have Philanthropy, Sisterhood, or at UC we call it Values Day now, Pref, and Bid Day. So normally pref and bid day, at least for us, are on the same day. So you pref in the morning and you have your pref runs in the morning, and then bid days in the evening. It's different wherever you are, but that's just how I've experienced it. So there is a ranking system based on how you drop houses. Just because you've dropped a house doesn't mean you couldn't necessarily get it back in the future. or the next day, and vice versa. A house could drop you and they could get you back if you ranked them high enough. It just depends on the different rankings. So how it works is basically after open house rounds. So at UC, we go to every single house. No one does videos before, anything like that. Open house round, you walk through with your ROGAM group. You all stick together and you spend about, I think it was like 15 to 20 minutes inside each house. So this is the longest day. And you basically, at the end of the round, you will rank your houses. So basically you'll have like 11 ones and then 1 2, and your 2 is the one you want to drop. So it'll be like 1 1 1 1 1 2. But then on Philanthropy, you'll have 1 1 1 1 1 2 3, and then Sisterhood 1 1 1 1 1 2 3 4, and it goes on and on. And then by prep, you only have 2 houses left. And it's all like on an app based on your phone, and your ROGAM leaders have to put in like a code or something before you submit them. Normally, like, girls have a hard time deciding and it's a big thing, and that's what your ROGAMs are for. You find out which houses you've gotten back every morning when you meet up with your ROGAM group. So you don't get to find out like while you're still in your dorm or like that the night before. Like, it's always in the morning while you're with your ROGAMs and your ROGAM group. It'll pop up on your app and tell you your schedule for the day, which is kind of nerve-wracking. I am a person that hated that because I like to like know things before, but it was really nice to be able to talk through it with our ROGAMs, and everyone is going through the same thing, so you can like see who you're going to the same houses with, stuff like that. ROGAMs will take attendance in the morning, stuff like that. One thing that's important to note is that sororities run on a value-based system. So every single sorority will have like 3 or 4 values that are their core values, and those are the values that they look for in PNMs. So let's say a sorority's values are friendship and loyalty and like one other. Then they're looking for you to show that you're a good friend or show that you're loyal or stuff like that. So really, it's just casual conversations that you're having with these girls in the houses. You're getting to know them. It's fun. I like to talk, so I had lots of fun. It's definitely not something to stress out about a ton. Just be yourself and you will end up where you're supposed to be. There is a rule that everyone knows. It's called the 5 B's that you don't talk about during recruitment. It's boys, Biden, booze, beliefs, and bucks. So don't talk about boys. Don't ask what frats they pair with. Don't ask if they go to frat parties. Don't ask what their political views are. Don't bring up politics. That's just kind of something in everyday life you don't bring up with a new person. Booze, again, don't talk about drinking, especially because you're underage. Don't talk about like drinking at frat parties. Don't talk about bars. And then beliefs, this one is more like, don't like ask them what religion they are, and don't like be like ask if they believe in Jesus or ask if they believe in God. Like, just kind of stay away from it. If you're having an intimate conversation with someone and you're talking about those things, then that's okay, but not just like out of the blue. And bucks is the last one, so don't ask like how much money their parents make or if they can afford this sorority or blah blah blah. Like, don't ask anything like that. Those are it. Just avoid the 5 B's. And those are pretty much all of our basics. So now we're going to get into each round and we're going to dissect them. This is fun. Time check. Round 1 is open house. So this is the longest round. Like I said, at UC, it lasts all day. I think we started at like 8:30 a.m. or 9 a.m. and ended at like maybe like 5 or 6 p.m. So it is a long day. It's a little exhausting. You will definitely lose your voice by the end of recruitment. Trust me on that one, because you're talking so much. The houses that gave me water were my favorite houses, literally just because they gave me water, because my voice was so dry and you can't bring anything with you into the house. This day, wherever you are, whatever state you're in, whether you're in the Midwest or not, you always get a t-shirt by Panhellenic, like provided from Panhellenic for open house round. They'll tell you the color of the t-shirt prior to. Don't wear any type of like athletic shorts or athletic skirt, but I would say jeans without holes are fine, pants, like flowy pants, a skirt to go with the shirt, and you could wear sneakers this day, like nice sneakers that are clean, not dirty, or sandals, wedges, stuff like that. It just depends how dressy you want to get with it. I think I wore these like white flowy, because they told us our shirts were blue my year, so I wore these like frilly white shorts that were like a nice material with, I think I wore like white shoes with them, like white sneakers. Visit all the houses this day at UC. At other schools, if you do like videos and stuff, you might not go to all the houses, but at UC you do visit all the houses, and it's only one day. This day is mostly get to know you questions. You're probably going to be chatting with more than one girl in each house, and you're only in there for about 15 to 20 minutes. So you are probably having a 5 to 7 minute conversation with each girl. So you could just get to know her and then boom, she switches off with the next girl. So it's more so, where are you from? What high school did you go to? Do you have any siblings? What do you like about UC so far? What's your major? What dorm are you living in? Stuff like that. Just be yourself, be who you are. There's not a lot of heaviness in this round. It's more getting to know everyone, getting a vibe for each sorority, which you'll definitely feel right off the bat. You travel to all of the houses on open house day with your road game group. You all stick together so that you can like all walk and figure out where all the houses are. At UC they're all pretty close, but it is a little bit intimidating when you first walk into your first house because it's very loud. So the president and the VP of recruitment will walk out of the house, and then they'll introduce themselves. They'll say, we're so happy you're here, blah blah blah, and then you walk in a single file line, alphabetical, into the house, and all the girls are like cheering, and then you get paired up with a girl who you walk with. You go sit down, talk, whatever. But it is a little bit intimidating, the first one, because it's super loud and you're just like, I don't know what's happening. And then at the end of open house round, you normally drop 1 to 2 houses depending on how many sorority houses are at your school. I believe at UC it was only 1 for open house round, but this was a whole year ago, so if I'm telling you any misinformation, don't quote me on it. Round 2 is philanthropy round. So every sorority has a philanthropy that they support. They do philanthropy events throughout the year. Everyone has a philanthropy. So this day is focused on kind of getting to know you a little bit deeper. It's dressier than open house because you're not in a t-shirt. So all of the girls in the sororities will be wearing their philanthropy t-shirt, but you could wear a romper, a skirt and a cute top, a sundress. I would probably stray away from sneakers for this round unless they're like, again, like nice sleek white sneakers, but you could do flats, wedges, sandals, etc. Every single house will give a presentation about their philanthropy in this round. So you'll have a chance to sit down and not talk, basically, which is kind of nice because this round is longer than the open house round, so you're talking for longer periods of time in each house. You'll have a chance to sit down and watch the philanthropy chair give a presentation about each sorority's philanthropy. They'll kind of like talk about it, they'll talk about events that they do with it, and then after the presentation that'll give you a chance to chat with the girl you're paired with and ask questions like, what are these events that you do? How many times a year do you do them? Like, where does the money go towards? So those are just some questions you can ask. Again, it's probably most likely going to be a girl you haven't talked to yet the first 2 days before you start getting into girls that you've already talked to. So it'll still be a lot of those get to know you questions. You'll probably still be talking to at least 2 girls in each house. Houses will also sometimes do a house tour during philanthropy. I'll take you around the house, show you in a few different rooms, stuff like that. You do start to talk about deeper things during this round, like what philanthropy means to you. Sororities will kind of try to dive deeper and find out what your values are, ask you some values-based questions, and that's not like anything scary. It's literally just, it's like chill, like oh, so did you volunteer in high school? Like, what are some things that mean the most to you? Yada, yada, yada. At the end of philanthropy round, this is where I don't remember stuff, because I don't remember how many houses I got rid of each round. I know for sure you get rid of one house, but I don't know if it's 1 or 2. So again, the ranking system will go like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on philanthropy round, I believe it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. Not in, there are probably more ones than that depending on the amount of houses, but that's how the ranking goes. That probably makes no sense, but anyways, you get rid of 1 to 2 houses after philanthropy round. Allie told me not to make this video. She was like, that's so weird. And I was like, you know what? I would have wanted a guide to sorority rush in the Midwest, because all I could freaking find were Alabama rush videos, and I don't go to Bama. Round 3 is Sisterhood, or at UC it's Values Day now. Same thing, Sisterhood, Values Day. So everyone will have fewer houses this day. I think you might have a max of like 4 or 5 houses. Again, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure that's like the max. Maybe it was 6, I don't know. So like I said, the days get dressier as you go on. So Sisterhood is dressier than philanthropy. Definitely like a romper or a dress, or again, nice shirt, nice skirt, but I wouldn't wear jeans or pants. Well, you could wear pants if they're like flowy pants or like without rips, but definitely no jeans. Sandals, wedges, or heels. Make sure if you're bringing heels or wearing heels that you bring like slides or flat shoes to walk around in, because you're not going to want to walk in your heels from house to house. Your feet will hurt so bad. You're going to want to like change out of your heels when you come out of the house, put your slides on, walk there, put your heels back on. Everyone does that, I promise you. You'll be spending much more time in the houses during this round, and this is where conversations start to get way deeper than just, hi, what's your name, what's your major. You talk about sisterhood, who are your role models in life, your leaders, what type of friendships you have, what do you look for in a friendship. Just be prepared to talk about those types of things, and don't be afraid to open up during these conversations. Obviously, don't tell anyone like your deepest, darkest secret if you don't feel comfortable saying anything. No one's going to push you or anything like that, but definitely don't be afraid to show these girls your true self and your true values and what sisterhood means to you, because that's, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I keep moving. I'm like not comfy. Because that's really ultimately what they're looking for, is to figure out what sisterhood means to you, what values you hold in your life, and whether or not your values match their values, etc. So this one I remember very vividly. You will pref 2 houses at the end of sisterhood. So you drop from like between 4 and 6 houses to 2. So this is one where you definitely are in line to talk to your Rogam, because you have no idea what you're gonna do. A lot of girls have trouble narrowing it down from like a lot of houses to a few. And when I say like 4 or 5, that's the maximum. You could have 2 during sisterhood round, and that's completely normal and completely fine. Some people freak out if they only have 1. It's not a big deal at all. It's never a guarantee that you'll be preffed back the house that you've preffed, basically. So after sisterhood round, you pref like 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, basically. So if you don't get your number 1 pick, 2 bumps up to 1 and 3 bumps up to 2 is how it works. So then the next round will transition into pref. Pref is round 4. This is the dressiest round, and this is the round, like I said before, that you spend the max amount of time in. You'll spend about 40 minutes to an hour inside of each house. Pref is normally a pretty heavy and emotional round. You'll always be talking to a girl that you've already talked to before. They will not stick you with a new girl during pref. It'll be someone you know, and normally sororities will do something that means a lot to them, that means a lot to their sisterhood or their values. It normally is emotional. A lot of girls cry cry during prep. It's a little bit deep, but it's also can be like fun because, you know, at the end of prep you're gonna get to pick who you want to be in, like whose sorority you want to be in. So even after prep rounds, like in the houses, which is like a little bit heavy and deep sometimes, a lot of girls have a hard time picking between even those two if they love both houses. So this is where, again, our Rogams come to the rescue. They help talk you down, and they help you weigh pros and cons if that's what you're having trouble with. So at the end of prep round is when you make your final decision of who you're going to prep, or like prefer, but the term prep is what we use. So you'll prep one house and then you'll have a house as number 2. And you cannot go back once you've submitted it. So a Rogam always checks over it, says like, are you sure this is what you want to do? And then you submit it, and that is the end of prep. It's definitely the shortest round, but it depending on how sure you are of your decision, it can take longer. Round 5 is my favorite round because this is like not actually a round, but I'm counting it. Round 5 is bid day. So this is the round where you get to find out which house you're in, find out who else is in your PC class. So you meet with all the other PNMs, like everyone else, either in a banquet hall or in at like a stadium. At UC we met in like a big banquet hall. You sit with your Rogam group and everyone's like jittery and excited and talking, and then all of the Rogams will pass out envelopes with your name on them, and inside is a card from your sorority with your bid. So you don't get to open the envelope until they count down. So everyone counts down from 10, and then when you get to 1, you get to open your envelope. Everyone screams, jumps, yay, and then it'll say like, we invite you to be a part of like whatever the sorority name, and then it'll be signed by the president. So then after everyone's done celebrating, you have your bid day card. All the Rogams will wear their bid day themes to like the bid day announcement. So you'll know like which Rogam you're going with type of situation. So then you'll meet up with all the Rogams in your sorority and all the new PNMs that are now your sisters. And it sounds so funny. I hate saying that. And then you guys will, they call it running home. Essentially, you don't actually have to run. I think we fast walked. It was actually pouring down rain during my bid day. So we ran like across the walkway, but we walked to get there. So you all leave together, and then normally your bid day buddy, they'll hold a sign with your name on it, and then you go in and it's like a party, there's music, normally there's food, and you'll get like a bid day themed t-shirt and like little outfit to wear, which is super fun. I would definitely recommend wearing a solid color either athletic shorts, athletic skirt, or like jean shorts. And I would also recommend high-waisted because you might want to crop the bid day t-shirt that you get depending on the theme. Some sororities will do tank tops, which is fun, or they'll do hats. So definitely feel good because you're going to be taking pictures with like everyone, and it's a fun time. I would also recommend wearing sneakers because, like I said, you'll probably at some point end up running. It won't be a far distance, but you don't want to trip because that would be so bad. Stay away from white shorts is the only thing I would say, just in case your top that you get is white, because you won't know the color of it until you like get the sorority you're gonna be in. So, and like you won't know anyone's theme until bid day. So I would just say like stray away against white. I think that's it. I'm like scared that I missed something. Feel free to leave a comment or DM me on Instagram. I've actually already gotten a few DMs of people that are living in Calhoun next year that saw my move-in vlog, and I absolutely love those. I cannot tell you enough. I just love like giving advice and like hearing like your opinions, and like it's just so fun. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, even if you're not coming to UC. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That was a guide to sorority in the Midwest. Thanks for watching my video. I'll see you guys later. Bye.